seeing new heights from some of their pieces, and you never really know if that consistency can come through. But when I look at the teams that each of these rosters have beat, I think this run so far in Bucharest, it's Complexity who's been more impressive.
Tested way harder and only lost 3 maps. I mean, they lost the series versus G2, ruined the streak, unfortunately, but like, I think Train is a secret weapon since they're undefeated on that map has been very special for them. So thank you guys on the desk. We are into it. Complexity versus Aurora in playoffs. It's the same chairs, the same computers, Connor. Complexity just have to keep the same energy.
There's no roaring crowd. There's no fan section, you know. I can hear the 60 chants out there on the internet, but he doesn't have to deal with that here. Well, actually, except for just Maui Snake. Those chants will be coming in, no doubt. Here we go, Mo. It is Complexity taking a swing at one of 2025's best teams. One of the teams considered champion potential here for Bucharest. Woxic going to be waiting out for the long play. And we get just a glimpse of Nyx taking a shot or two.
Oh, come on.
That's gross. Very gross. Flick shot into the second player. 60 just hits the ground in an attempt to trade it out. And again, there will be this conversation as this first map of the series goes on. The fact that Aurora are playing Anubis, one of the best, if not the best, and therefore uphill battle to kick off the series. Aurora wastes no time swarming down into the canal to take Complexity out in the pistol.
Yeah, I mean, both teams obviously great on the map. I think that's what's interesting about it. Aurora, for a while, have just really laid claim to being the best and very hard to beat. Everything from Madger's calling to his individual play as well on Anubis, I think, is quite special. But in this veto, I mean, Complexity are I think they're happy to be here. And I think it'll just be about a good start today because they have the tools. Again, I really feel like it's about attitude for them because it's not like there's just some punish pick that's coming up or, you know, this is harder than the other teams they played so far. This team just 2-0'd FaZe. We saw what FaZe did today and yesterday. Complexity just have to tap into, I think, believing in themselves. And as do Aurora because there have been a lot of unexpected results at this event. And a lot that Aurora have had to go through, I think, emotionally coming into it, where they would have otherwise just been considered an outright favorite to make finals.
I think one of the more unbelievable stats coming into this match as well is Grim's 83% success rate on T-side entries. I mean, that's a number that just feels like it can't stay up that high, especially versus opposition like Aurora. But I say that it was established versus opposition such as Falcons and FaZe.
And G2, I mean, they have, yeah, they've had a crazy hard run. FURIA as well.
Joda lines him up. 30 bullets spray, and JT doesn't get the trade back. Not one kill for Complexity so far. Easily sweeping down into Canal. And it is nothing but Grim. Just praised his entries. He's the last guy to step up to the plate to at least kill Madger to collect some sort of a cost here. He's gonna get flanked though from spawn. That is an auto shotgun flanking him from spawn, reloading one shell at a time. I, in all my days, have never seen that.
That's so painfully awkward, but Quadia knows that once that UMP's out of ammo, trying to tap from 30, 40 meters away, what are you supposed to do?
What did I felt like I was in the Civil War for a second.
Bonk.
Hold the line, men!
Well, slightly worrying signs here on the start for Complexity. Just no trades, you know. Some of these engagements are winnable for sure.
No shot, JT. Not going to fall down and catch Madger off, but it will serve as a trigger for the other Complexity players. Trying to burst in from long. Grim, nice Tech 9 entry. They kind of let their guard down to the Joda possibility. Joda's just tearing them to pieces at the moment. 8-0 out of the gate. 4-0 for Zantares. And unfortunately for Complexity, all they've got is this shotgun.
Oh, how the turntables.
It'd be hilarious if somebody tried to step out from sight and that same duel went down.
Please. But Nyx, he just doesn't mess around, you know, like he's going to try to win this round. Boring.
Two tucked along the right side. Headshot to Xanteras. Maybe could have got the ball rolling. Not the case. 3-0 start for the defense of Aurora.
Yeah, gotta worry about Jota right now for sure. Some of the kills and sprays that he's been getting, pretty terrifying. So we come into round 4. Complexity have 4 kills in total. Not really putting a dent in the economy here for Aurora, but they somehow have managed to spend quite a lot. And Woxic will pick up an op to make this round as difficult as possible. I'm sure Complexity will be aware of it.
Double challenge out of E-Box. Halzerk whittled down to half health, kind of stuck there for a second. Flash gets JT in, and the trades go back and forth. 2 deaths per team. Opens up some timing here for Sixy. He tries to get activated through middle, but now Bomb's gonna have to get picked up at some point. The only real compromise that Aurora has made is this mid control.
Yeah, I think you just keep forward with these lurks. I mean, Sixy at the very minimum has a really interesting timing and position. Jota's not extremely flankable at the moments, but he could turn around to look into Canal. So Bomb gets recollected. And this really comes down to the awareness from Jota.
Sitting outside of E-Box.
Sitting outside of E-Box is quite a move here for Jota.
So no matter what Sixy clears, even if he were to go into E-Box, to step out through E-Box, that extra layer maybe would be enough to keep him up. But Sixy doesn't even go to clear E-Box at all.
I think there's still a chance that they smoke this as soon as Grim gets to the entrance. But we'll see. Sixy's looking to front face it. Not going quite inside just yet.
Steps forward, made a step. He's got to stay on high alert here, but he's wanting to help out with utility. Will he think about Jota being this close? Now he knows. That's confirmed.
Grim has a smoke as well.
Jota actually burns out the E-Box, but that's going to take some time off of their retake.
Oh, maybe he didn't.
Ooh, Grim exposed, tagged by the op, still sitting on a third of his health. Double up down in E-Box. Great flashbang from Grim. Him and Sixy clear out E-Box now. Woxic opping up close. Missed no scope, and Complexity pull it off.
Man, that's an amazing moment for Complexity. A late round situation after a game that started 4 rounds down with 4 kills, and they pull this off. This is versus that sort of new meta. Again, CT, Canals play very aggressive early on. JT says, no, we're not going to let them take this and slow the round down. We're going to fight them, flash immediately. They all jump out and go for trades, and it favors Aurora in the end. But again, Sixy's one timing that they had was used to create the leverage to bring that round back into fruition.
Woxic
that's
lost.
not great.
God.
Yeah, I mean, he was...
You see the panic sink in.
He was totally blind. He had...
Didn't know where to go. Can the op get picked back up? Nice wallbang here from Sixy, tracking that one. Switching over to the sniper. He knows he's under pressure, and at the moment he's alone, so that's now 2 weapons given back to Aurora. Nyx is the compromise, seeing as he's taken over A site. And the utility on that middle push, both players would have been heard by Sixy.
Well, he helps out Nyx a lot.
Feels like Complexity have a good idea as to the bigger picture. JT, uncontested bomb plant here. And what Aurora picked up towards middle could just transition to the save. Complexity decide to make this game interesting early.
Seeing some great rounds already here from both teams. Lovely to see in playoffs. Well, it's a pretty solid recovery. They'll have to live with knowing Aurora have kept this op forward, but it was theirs to begin with. Crazy how quickly Complexity have got this team into tip-top shape. I'm pretty happy for JT especially.
Yes.
I think he, you know, it's no secret the IGL's got the most work to do. And considering the team went, you know, the Moneyball route and tried to pick up North American talent specifically, this made the pool a lot smaller and just the game a lot more difficult for JT. Has just probably been so much teaching going on. And instead of losing confidence, they have really stepped to the opportunity.
Particularly because JT loses his right-hand man. Years and years of working with TC as the head coach of this project, from the Extra Salt days to Complexity. I mean, beyond that even. How much of that slack can the other support staff pick up? How much more does JT have to do? All while these new pieces that looked so underwhelming at the start of 2025. Again, the roster that most people were most underwhelmed by coming out of the change between seasons. And on top of all of that, with Sixy and Nyx playing better than ever, Grim is on for his highest rated event at a big event. You know, you can see the pieces coming together. It's just a matter of keeping them there versus Aurora today. No easy feat. Two flashes for long. See no movement here from Aurora. They're going to let that pop and just leave Wicadia to take contact from heaven. Again, Sixy senses an opening out mid.
Man, this is a lot of space given to Complexity, who have been lurking a ton. And oh, Woxic misses that. That's really rough for Aurora. Now they have to worry about a flank through spawn, even if it doesn't come.
Although they molly it, JT, he's going to try to lead the charge up with Sixy in through E-Box. Two more players here. Joda's going to tuck into the platform. Santeras can't get his kill quick enough. Joda will find his one. Woxic also then denies that lurk out into A site. And so just as Complexity kind of second guess this commitment, yeah, they're going to walk this in quietly. Joda's still here and still ready to deliver, as he has since the get-go. Missed shot from Halzerk, but another chance.
What?
Snaps the AK over, can't hit them both. Complexity, a bit of back and forth as Aurora didn't really buy on either commitment. And thanks to Joda, who has been clearly their best player so far this map.
Yeah,
this B site gets locked down.
3 kills and down to 4 bullets in the last one. And Woxic gets caught jumping up too. You know, this was a scary moment, I think, where they believed, because Canals has opened up, because they didn't have info on mid that entire time, there is a world where it was a fake towards the B site and Aurora were a slave to the rotations. But ultimately, this comes down to Jota. He just saves them. This would have been one trade in the site. That smoke down in Temple, a bomb plant, certainty.
Sixy keeps testing these timings, and he's bringing support.
Oh, that's
Santeras is going to react to him, but luckily he brought that second teammate.
I mean, testing the reactions, but nobody's pushed. And the only time that someone's taken a duel there is Woxic. He got blinded and mollied and died. They've basically been successful every time they've come up middle. It's like really on Aurora to, I think, press back.
Here we have that double op setup. Madger will be given a chance and will not miss it. No entry this time, Grim. Starts to look bleak. Joda on jail prevents any kind of a walkthrough with that double smoke, despite the depth of it. So what's left of Complexity to offer here at 45 seconds will just be this B-site commitment. Joda continues to slide up closer along this wall. Madger gonna go clear Canal as these utilities trickle over. Back's turned to him, but
they got two.
Halzerk was able to kill Madger before Joda shoots him in the back of the head. This reopens the round. We get this flank out of Wicadia, taking its time.
Out of the double E-box. No, they're going to go back to main.
JT hit by the nade. Doesn't seem like he's considering this timing, so Wicadia walks in at the right moment. Back to the M4. It's going to come down to Nyx. One kill so far this map. He decides not to play in the depths of E-box. Oh, and if he was just able to get around that corner.
Wicadia was holding that.
Yeah.
So that was actually very nice from Wicadia. He didn't play it aggressively, and that was a spot where how are you going to hold for that specific fight? Really well done here from him. Close round, actually, from Complexity in the end, but Aurora, again, their aim has been so good. Santeras gets this kill even though he's not aiming in the right spot. takes out 6E.
That level of form as well is going to be a scary challenge for Complexity. What we've seen so far at Bucharest was Aurora not on their A game, needless to say. And there were reasons for it, in and out of the server. Joda stepping up and Xanterra's not far off. Doesn't mean Complexity can't win this game, just means it's going to be harder than they would have hoped. But they've been taking down that better opposition. Wakadia, in his last dying breath, drops Grim. There's a second from Nyx. Able to get his hands on the AK. Halzerk swings with the Tech 9. They try to go for frags.
Nyx keeps going.
Opens up further space. From the bottom of the board here was Nyx, but a triple kill thrusts Complexity into the post plant.
You thought an anchor couldn't press W. Here's Nyx.
And Aurora...
Is this angle going to be good? Let's see.
You think it could catch one off guard? I mean, 3 kills deep already, banking on his teammates. Oh, he just disassembles the position. It's still a tough ask of Aurora, so one of them's going to leave. Joda starts to sprint away. That save happens. That is a single multi-kill from Nyx to win the round.
Massive round. I want to say he tapped crouch right before his second kill and hit that first bullet headshot with the AK. Man, Complexity really needed a round like this because Aurora are winning. This half isn't even competitive if Aurora win that round, and it's CD side for them. So they know they've already done their job. You don't even want to see it. It's rated R. Yeah, oh goodness. That's so sharp.
Freaking lasers.
And they're gonna resort to keeping it simple once again.
Play it fast.
They're here early.
Trying to change up the tempo here. Joda given a chance at a multi-kill. Won't be able to hold them back off jail. That's what you're looking for. Him and Halzerk with the op in the middle of it. And now Complexity with blood in the water trying to make this half as competitive as they still can. There's not a lot of money on the other side of this, so you can see him reaching for a better gun.
Ooh, that's a bit of a problem here for Aurora. They'll have to walk away from this, just not even great positions. Those entries, they would make Aurora proud. You know, when they come over to T side, you're going to have Madger calling very similar rounds.
Really wanted that AK. And Woxit gets away with it, but still a 1-round lead for Aurora. Just nice back-to-back, faster paces out of Complexity. Good calls from JT, I think, to keep Aurora on their toes.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a T-favored map, and that's because the rushes can work, as we just saw on display, both on A and B. And those sites can just be, yeah, really hard to make use of 2 or 3 players even sometimes. There's just not that many staple positions to stand in to hold. They go back to conditioning here. This will draw forward Aurora, who only have their saved gun on this round. That's pretty cool. But there is no 60 lurk this time around.
Grim ahead of it. Ooh, flushes Madger to the other side of the pillar.
Just a matter of time now for him.
Incendiary buys a bit of time. JT's going to come out soon. And no need even. Grim right there, and Complexity just jumping on top of this bomb site. Nothing to stop them. Aurora absent.
Man.
Another boost.
Crazy how the game plan's been, you know, rush A, rush B, back in control of this T side, or at least, you know, making it formidable, because without these past couple of rounds, Aurora would have just destroyed this half on the basis of a strong economy, honestly. Considering the performance we're getting out of Jota as well, it's not going to be an easy game to take Anubis versus a team like this. Just as Complexity are undefeated on Anubis, or on Train, Aurora are undefeated on Anubis. Both at Bucharest, they played them a ton of times. It's 3-0 for Aurora so far.
It's a good thing they haven't lost it, though, because to be honest, when we compare the teams that each has beaten to get to playoffs on Complexity side, Falcons, FURIA, FaZe, Aurora, Pain, Legacy, Apogee. I mean, that should never have been an issue for the Aurora roster that we've come to know and love in 2025. And for the most part, it wasn't an issue, despite the outs and excuses we offered them. For Aurora, this could damn well be their hardest match. Obviously, a loss to 3D Max is a loss, but Complexity have looked all the better.
Never know what you're going to get with 3D Max, right when you're ready to believe.
13-0. FaZe
and FaZe for that matter.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
The other
we're
team
in
that you have
playoffs?
no idea what you're going to get.
I guess you'll just win your most lopsided map of the year because you're in playoffs. And with FaZe in playoffs, this tournament's in the air. 6E underhands the flash with Cadia blind as can
Damn.
be. And it is a double entry out of Complexity after playing options across the map.
What gave them the right to do this?
I don't know.
I don't know, but you know what? They had the balls, right? They wanted to just...
The balls.
They had the balls to follow through.
The confidence. You know what gives them the right to do that? The fact that Nyx, Grim, and 6E are all having their best tournaments on European soil.
Yeah, and the fact that Nyx is in the conversation with opening duels and success rates only makes that even more convincing.
Roger collects one, but round 11 goes Complexity, and the North Americans in the lead. Look like Aurora, we're going to play this aggressive out of the gate. We saw that early E-box poke from Major, for example. JT put a quick end to some of that. But they have been slightly muted as this half has gone on, having to try to play reactive. This man on screen is on a tear. Who had Grim pinned as on for a great year? JT, very adamant about trying to take over E-box early, but him and his counterpart of Major lock early on, and that is man advantage. Aurora taken away. Just straight up smoke spams to kill Jota. 13 and 6 half, nothing to be ashamed of. He had been rock solid inside the B site. Wouldn't be surprised if you see now Complexity try to take a swing at this again, but it's a fast reaction from Aurora, going still 3 defenders deep on this site. And now Nyx, who has in the past activated into A main only to get clipped by the late hold of Woxic, will find it vacant for the taking.
Another massive lead here found from Nyx. And after one problem and 6E was removed inside of middle, you would think they would give the lurking a break, but I mean, look at the frag that potentially Nyx could find here. I mean, Xanterra's in such a weird spot. He's actually just going to turn this into a lurk. They have no idea that this could be the case, but now they're walking back because they're worried about a hit going towards the A site. And, you know, I feel like Complexity should still think about this, but it's becoming a little too late.
Yeah, jig is up. They know what's going down.
Oh,
Grim double, though. You want a little X factor? There it is. Peeks into E-Box. Still stands. There's another player just shot. Xanterra's missed the first one. Halzerk, he may be low, but it's an op in hand versus Xanterra's. And the wide swing off the mark. Aurora's going to take that 6th. Good decision from Xanterra's to play the opposite side of mid doors. So even though Nyx is able to flank around, they knew in the back of their minds there was a chance for that, and that's why we see the Temple player go back. Both players surprise one another.
Yeah, it's honestly, I think that the Browns better if Complexity just make it an A play. But I think I think the timing expired for Nyx. Like, there's a moment in that setup for Aurora, it's like, you don't know anything that's happening on A. You will eventually check your flank, and I think Nyx has to know this too. Let's say he walked through middle like you saw from 60 on that previous round and it's still over a minute, then that's one thing. But at that point of the round, Aurora have to think, well, why aren't we going back to check A? And it's like, they could have just walked there from
I suppose
20 seconds ago.
The only out I could see, and maybe I'm wrong, but if Nyx has cleared out all of A and all of middle in his mind, maybe the players long B don't think they can cross back through T-spawn, because if Bridge was pushed, there's somebody sat behind him. So he thought he could unravel the defense instead. Becomes weird that you don't find Xanterra's. Like, how is A clear and middle clear? Where could 4 CTs still be standing?
Yeah, I think that the reason Magic turns around, though, is because, like, you're right. If it's a mid lurk, they know Xanterra's has it covered. But now the 10% option is the actual only one that exists, and that's why he turns around.
And they scare one another in Temple.
Part of that is like you have to keep up the idea that you still might hit the B site from the other guys, right? And there was no noise. So 60 gets tagged down, 99. Here he's trying to hold on to A.
99 bottles of beer on the board. And 60 still holds one.
Well, double push outside of B. This is how you get info back.
Missed shots. There was chances there. 60 was hoping some of his teammates would have been able to land something. He only had 1 health. It is easy for Aurora to take down that A bomb site. They'll lose their 5th member in, but barely resistance here. Complexity in the 2nd pistol.
Yo!
I'd maybe take it back. 3 kills deep. They just thought they were able to push this one over the line. Thing is, so much time. Come on now, Grim.
I know. And just swing.
Come on,
why
Grim.
not, dude? He is on it right now.
He's thinking about it. Look at that crazed smile. He says, let me go, JT.
I mean,
he wishes
who's
he could.
forcing you to save in a pistol with no armor?
Your Kevlar USB.
Oh, you have Kevlar, okay.
No kit. Come on.
I mean, I honestly think just go for it.
There was still at least 20 seconds on that bomb.
Yeah, like, just go for it. Most kills are going to be headshots anyway. It's not like they're going to aim for your feet. Saving is a disease. It's a disease. So I almost feel bad for him.
Who is patient 0?
I think it's Jay.
Yeah, it's Jay, man. The plague bearer. Still out there somewhere. Spreading the gospel. Oh. Going through the own smoke.
Well, it's an interesting setup. They don't spam these doors.
Right. Grim in a nice position here. MP9 still in the corner. Grim's going to take a lot of attention. And that MP9, as you'd expect, catches somebody off guard. Woxic just wants to leave. And Halzerk continues to try to press that. Grim's able to get the M4 out. There's another wild swing out of Nyx. Wicadia gets blindsided, but stop overcooking.
Yeah, I mean,
Halser
he
tries
wants
the peek
his
window.
Yeah, he's just like, here, you need to know I'm here. If you want to run all the way back, it's not going to be an easy option. You go into B. We got 2 guys. Oh, Nyx's spot is really perfect. I mean, they could find him, but...
Yeah, I'm glad that he just gave it a corner jiggle and didn't go for the wide swing, die, and then open up that flank.
Ooh.
Woxic thinking about it.
But the time is constraining him.
Mm-hmm,
what if he goes and checks that and there's no one there?
Magic coming back. They seem very aware of it. Nyx even thinking maybe the stairs will get cleared. Oh, he gets it. A little bit labored, but he finishes off Madger. Woxic, you've got to either give up your back or just try to go and plant. Molotov can cover that flank from Nyx, but already you've got JT in camera. It's a Desert Eagle and JT. He's going to try to pressure bomb, and damn it, there it is. Deagle to the head. Complexity force buy for 7.
Excellent setup inside of middle. Great use of that 1M4 from Grim. Keeping him at a distance, keeping the worst guns up close, and covering the long option for them as well. I mean, the only way out of that is if they mollied in front of the doors or they went to try to spam it right away. It's a death trap setup for Complexity. And Nyx plays his spot perfectly too.
Everybody did there. The whole setup was perfect. Pistol player sets it up for both an M4 and MP9 kill mid. Nyx's flank. Oh, and then a double nade on top of it. So pistol loss be damned. Complexity bounce back with the force buy, and now 5v4 in round 15.
Well, I thought this was going to get out of hand. You know, Aurora get T side. Complexity CT side's not nearly as good as their T side. They lose the pistol, but this really does change things. It's amazing to be able to say that Complexity are just playing good CS.
Certainly a sight for sore eyes after the start to the year that they had. An organization that's been around in Counter-Strike forever had fallen to what felt like new depths. But the return is clearly here. Aurora, Tech9's not going to find anything this one. It is an 8th for Complexity with ease. All 5 players standing, free AKs across the board. That is a kick-started CT side that Aurora can in the past and should still be able to contend with. We can't forget where we are. Anubis and Aurora go hand in hand.
And Jota and Grim are going to be, you know, sort of twins on this map, and I think Jota's form brought a lot of CT rounds playing B since it's a very active position, lots of peeking, but Grim is doing just as well, and honestly, looks like he's going to be even more of a two-way player this game. Complexity got back into this game by, I think, winning a 2v4. And the entry stats that were brought up on the desk about Grim, they still seem to be holding strong.
It's been a rough season for Complexity just because they also missed out on the direct invites to the major. As an organization, that's one that you'd expect to be there. While the conversation started to circulate between Wildcard and M80 as the best North American team, Cole here in Bucharest is starting to turn heads. So big lead starting to open up early on the CT side, just by nature of all the money that they've been able to rack up in these first few rounds. Here comes Aurora's first purchase since winning Pistol.
I mean, what happens to the series if Complexity win Anubis? The current kings of Train.
Similar setup to the force buy in round 2.
It was just a good setup, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's like no matter what guns you put in those positions, having someone, you know, way back.
I mean, particularly good setup if Aurora aren't hitting bomb sites fast and early.
That's true, too. That's true.
You go single defender each site, but the thing is, I've seen a lot of Aurora gameplay where Madger takes down that clock a bit. You know, remains adamant on one half of the map time and time again. So I feel like setting up in middle kind of opens the door to figure out where Aurora want to begin their halves. Eventually you get that classic Madger sleight of hand where the bomb site changes. Nyx, ooh, slides in, able to kill Wakadia off the front of that. You get this fast move down from Hulzerk. Not comfortable for him to get into the bricks. And he's not able to catch his kill. Sixy also popped towards camera. Good cover. Woxic and Joda kill a piece in that site.
Looked like JT had found an important pickoff, but it's still 2-on-3, so far away from this site, and we've got Grim going all the way back to spawn. They're happy to take the knee on this one. They're going to fall back. And Aurora win this off the back of great entries. That's just going to be a consistent feature of this map being T-sided. Great trade on Nyx, and Hulzerk himself only gets a single kill.
Timing as well, right? Second defender
actually,
there for Complexity. So just Hulzerk running down camera.
Yeah, and the other half of that is being prepared to like get into the site after they get the kill, and they have the flashes still while they're running so they don't lose any time. You know there will be one round this T side where Aurora scale up the B wall and try that same low telegraph, pop into the site, just as Complexity did to them in the first half.
They see nothing.
I love how Grim was so blind, but he was still clearing the angles. Just
in case, muscle memory.
Yeah, muscle memory.
Oh, this does not bode well for Cole. Double kill quickly for Aurora. It's an aggressive play out of Nyx, trying to push A main. Woxic more than happy to hold it back. Still 2 members here for Complexity. You've got Aurora grouped up down in E-box. Sixy picks up his kill on that lurk, but Hulzerk goes down. Grim is still standing backside. Time to go hero mode. Re-peeks into Madger, finds a second off the AUG, and Sixy's position once known, but he wraps back through A site and around towards the back of Canal. Definitely the least expected of the rotations, but Wakadia will still plant in the off chance that he had pushed bridge.
They had to be worried about Nyx, I think, dying. So tried to cover that too. He's made decent time here, and look at the utility. One kill, it gets a little bit sketchy for Aurora.
Oh, that helps. Joda, head pop. You've got Sixy with utility and a kit picked up. Wakadia repositions, hides behind Obelisk. Sixy trying to figure out options. Time to post a clutch. Smoke onto the bomb to try to cause a little more chaos. We've got a knife out in the smoke, but it's off the mark.
He can't find him.
There we go.
Oh, wow.
Wakadia able to stab him in the side. Sixy gets gutted. And a gut-wrenching round loss for Complexity, considering that it started so well for Aurora. I'm actually shocked it got close.
Seriously. Give it up to 6. I mean, Grim's just having an incredible day already. He's touching 20 right now. His 2 kills back on the site. Oh, man. Unnerving moment there for Sixy. It's just like, well, he's missing.
Yeah, right? I think I'll just defuse this.
I wonder if he crouched.
Right, if you get off it?
Because no.
No, I mean like get off the knife. That was the worst word I could have used to describe. Could have avoided it.
I helped my uncle jack off a knife.
I know what I meant. Nick's gonna try this again. Dude, he has died 3 times, getting into A main or pushing beyond it.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame JT.
Nyx just wants nothing to do with it, but keeps getting sent out there like a soldier.
They miss a flash inside of E-Box, won't slow him down.
Bridge flank in position. I mean, we already saw a 3 versus 5 come down to the 1v1.
You know Grim wants him to come.
Alzer gonna activate, held by Woxic. Did he have to? At 30 seconds, smoke up.
They just leave because they got the A site as well. Ooh,
Santera's ready and waiting inside of E-Box. Grim's gonna catch another one, but the bomb will run over towards, excuse me, A for the plant.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't know how far they pushed. I mean, it's even scary to save at this moment. I mean, the best way to win around at the moment is just avoid Grim. And the flank, unfortunately, it was in a great spot to find him. If he stayed alive on the flank and didn't turn the corner, they maybe exec B and then the flank could come in, but...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, sorry, did you just say that? And then
No, I was just thinking it.
Oh, okay. Just Xaviered it.
Sorry, Skronik. I can't remember what you ever say. Here we go. Aurora follow 3 to the lead. Connor likes that. Starting to pull ahead on the attack, and that's despite Complexity's best efforts in the mid-rounds.
Maybe JT should stop telling Nyx to push A.
I think maybe. 3 rounds in a row is enough.
Yeah.
You know, it's one thing when he walked into 3 players that were ready to come into and execute, but the 2 rounds since have just been getting picked off by Woxic and whoever was sitting on the top of rugs.
I think it's one of those things. It's novel when you do it once in a while, but it's such a scary push to make as a CT that it feels like Nyx is trying to use them in early because he got away with it once. And plus, who would do it again and then who would do it a 3rd time? But it's being watched, you know, really pretty carefully here.
Much like saving, pushing A on Anubis.
Oh, look at this. They know based on these nades. It's a full commitment from both the CT sides as well.
Flash finds its home. Mac 10 won't. A player has slipped into the smoke. 60's got that 1 rifle, but Wikidia is able to find him just as it starts to all fade. Still, pistols up to the left side wall and a 3rd one behind the cake. T's will take their time on the approach here, letting the counter-terrorists make their moves. And as they step into the crosshairs, Aurora cleans them up. It's an 11-9 lead now here for the Turkish squad, ever closer to yet another win on Anubis.
Yeah, it's a good scoreline here for Complexity, but CT side is difficult. Their CT side, they know they don't normally get that many rounds on, and right now Aurora are just playing well enough. This kill on 60 as well is so key. Just tries to spam it. Good use of these boosts, and the A push gets shut down. Yeah, or B push, excuse me. They're doing these early.
Yeah, right.
They've done this early on both sides of the map.
I was just thinking
to
myself,
sounds like they're just gambling with these openers.
Nice, no A push this round, but it just gets played in the opposite direction.
And they haven't shown comfort trying to take over Canal's control either, which is the 3rd option, the new one, less used and less explored.
I suppose when you look at the kills, it makes more sense to let Grim try, but it's like, do you need to remain so adamant about the aggressive starts?
Yeah, like what if they did this, you know, Canal's play with Grim coming out? I feel like just looks like a healthier way to approach CT aggression.
Check out the stack, though. I mean, if ever there was a moment where a gamble could work out. There's 2 CTs dead. No indication that there would be more, but Nyx makes his play. There it is. Bomb cut off. E-Box players arrive. And now 60 swings in, double kills his. It's both the newcomers with 2 kills a pop.
Oh my.
60, this is a crazy corner to play.
It is absolutely insane. He's going to shoulder peek.
In on the op. He's not going to see this coming, but he just keeps giving it over. Woxic now knows that he's ready, and he waits, and he misses. 60 also unable to strike him down. The Tech 9 will prevail. Tough stuff. Complexity.
Oh, he was so low on HP. I think he knew he moved into a spot that wasn't gonna give him any options.
Oh, they almost recovered.
Yeah, 1v3. A nice attempt with those 2 frags. And both their aim fails in the end. Op shot gets missed. Last few bullets of 60's mag is wasted, but it's so important for Complexity to be able to grab that. Nice try. But it'll be Aurora on 12 first.
I think that's going to be the Complexity motto here for Anubis. Just nice try. 3 map points to close out now. A 5-round T-side streak for Aurora. And a couple moments of glory for some of the Complexity individuals. Enough out of Complexity's camp to still have you convinced that come train, they extend this series. If you signed up for the show today as a Complexity believer, your doubt should not yet sink in.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, Grim and 60 got let down a little bit here. Needed a bit of a better day, at least out of Nyx.
And Halzerk.
Yeah.
Grim dead first again. Nyx is going to get aggressive, wins this duel on A, is supported, just in case things hadn't gone well. But with that mid flank from Xantares already starting to attack from Temple, this is way too easy. Completely vacant B bomb site. Although the bridge player gets killed by 60, still it's not going to stop that bomb unless he just runs it down on the site. Major is still trying to get to B. There's a bridge drop queued up by 2 players potentially. 60 beckons them in.
Full paranoia right now. Bomb's running around him. There's players on top of him. He's trying to figure out what site they want to go to.
He should never have a chance. And he'll get smoked off as he arrives towards middle. They still haven't gotten that bomb to his site. 60 gonna try his damnedest to be the hero yet again, but that gets shut out by Woxic. Aurora's T-side too good. Aurora's Anubis too good.
Aurora's Anubis too good. As Scorny just said, they are one of the best Anubis teams in the world. But to be fair, if you were a Complexity fan,
and so another one of our tournament favorites shows consistency, a little uptick in performance, and shows us a road that could lead them to potentially a trophy lift. That's what people wanted for Aurora coming into this event. What we didn't expect was Complexity to piece things together as their challengers. And where Complexity do their best work, Launders, is right here on Train.
That's right. I think it would be incredible to see Aurora pull out a victory considering the streak that Complexity have on this map. But at the moment, they are the North Star for how to get good on Train for everybody. Nobody's beating them right now.
Okay, all right, I see you, JT. You know, it's always it's that fun element of Complexity where, like, back in the day with Leash, they were just like these vertigo merchants. You know, they become masters of the fringe. They'll find their way in.
That's a good name for it. Yeah.
And then from that soft white underbelly, they can get one map of a series at least. That's kind of the game plan today. Win your pick, and we'll see where the chips fall in the final of this series. But Aurora showed us some individual level that looked convincing. Slippery bomb plant into the B site as that execute we saw jump down onto A had Aurora all wrapped up. They were convinced it was outer. Wrong. Grim down beneath Z. Woxic doesn't see a way back in, so they're gonna call it quits. But Halzerk's actually in between. Excuse me, hiccups. Damn it. In between the last 2 CTs.
Hiccups are very embarrassing.
I know. I think it's the worst thing as a commentator.
Barely a
to
man.
have. Barely a man. Barely a man. I don't know if I'd go that far.
All right, no saving. Another round one on train for Complexity. Not surprised.
You think this map could at least be close?
I do. I think that I think it could be close. Actually, let's see. I mean, the only thing is that Aurora would know, would know for a fact that it's going to be train.
Sure.
And it's still, I think it's still a volatile map to play, even though people are getting good and people get good at new maps really quickly. It's not like there's any numbers here to back up how Aurora could win, but I can see it getting close.
Scout's gonna fall first. Aurora, this force buy banking now on SMGs. Wicadia kind of steps into the MAC-10 of JT, makes it all the easier. Joda, the only successful piece of the Aurora force buy, and it's only the 1 kill for him, so Complexity convert quickly. Look at a speedrun map too, maybe.
Yeah, they're gonna come at this fast with a lot of confidence, and I think they just, they gotta look at each other and go, we can't waste another Grim carry. Grim and 60 last game put up so many impactful kills. I mean, they were largely the reason that the game was close in general, even though Aurora definitely had some very good control of the map as a whole. So, Aurora, what will you bring to train?
Grim looking for the exit outer. Ooh, 5-7 of Wicadia, good catch. Meanwhile, Grim's just collecting kills out on the outer yard. Pistol hits him in the face, but Grim still keeps on swinging. Triple kill is his. Galil belongs to Wicadia for the time being. 3-0 start. Complexity T-side train bodes well.
Again, Complexity have won like, 16 out of 17 of their last games besides the G2 loss here in Bucharest. But a large reason that they were able to do that is because, they're masters of the fringe. They play a map like Train, and that's something that they literally have not lost on. This is just key for them. Even in their game versus G2, that was the one map that they won. So, very smart to adopt a map that's not going to get instant banned by everybody, and to be able to play it so often. But that's definitely assisted Complexity in creating a streak, for sure. Being brave enough to try something new. Try to punish the pop run up. I think Nyx is a core part of Complexity's success because on the harder side of the map, he's super comfortable playing solo B.
Walks out, but gets found out by Joda. Good timing on clearing around Thomas. Could go challenge Ivy instead by the looks of it. Ivy's been underplayed in my mind. Can be weird once you get to the end of it, no longer having that deep line into the A site, right? Usually you'd be able to compromise all of these 3 players out on that field, but they start to turn back as the jig is up for Complexity. Aurora understanding damn well what's coming their way, just looking to cover Madger, who then gets active into that pack of players emerging from Ivy, but losing bodies as they step ever closer. Halzer dropped to 7 health, the only kill to come out of that 3-player Complexity push. Meanwhile, JT's up in the rafters. Nothing on this B site for him to take down except for Joda at this distance. And we've already seen, I think, great examples on the limited outings of Aurora on Train. Joda as an anchor in B, he's impressed me.
Definitely. That was actually the first close loss that Complexity had, and that was still impressive. An overtime loss to the then Eternal Fire on Train.
In overtime at Katowice.
With the Nyx mega carry. Attempted carry. But I think this really puts on display the problems of Ivy at the moment. It's not that Ivy isn't useful. It will always be useful because it's the third port of entry towards the A site, which means it compromises some spots. But it's hard to get to the top of Ivy, and the reward for that is not that great. Whereas before, it was hard to get to the top of the Ivy, but you knew back six was clean, you knew Old Hell was clean, you knew the side of Bomb Train was clean, you knew that E-Box was clean. As soon as you got the control of Ivy, now you could see that Xanteris can still find a way to fight you and get away. That someone could peek Icon a little bit late and then still give you problems. Wrap around through Old Bomb and peek you. So you basically have to work overtime for a very small advantage now with the way that Ivy is set up. Complexity will still be willing to do it, but as you can see, it is rampant with risks.
Feels like we've had metas within this train that featured Wakadia, and CT's constantly pushed up into T-Con. At other times, they'll let it go, but right now Wakadia is in deep. They put 2 smokes down on the entrance, but he gets spammed back through. That suddenly feels like an invitation for Complexity. However, Woxic playing the field in between the trains, back into the cover, holding off on Pop Dog. Ooh, he saw that. He is on high alert, ready for that swing. Strikes Nyx down, and Halzerk shut out by the player in the backdrop. Good multi-kill moment here from Woxic. That op is online, and Aurora convert for a second CT round win.
That sandwich spot is just so high yield for good oppers, and Woxic is someone who's very comfortable in combat positions. So you can see that definitely becoming a problem if they don't deal with him. He's everywhere on this round, starting off in Ivy. And he also has great support here in Xanteris. So solid round, a little scary here for Complexity. They got shut down at each choke point and on the final rush. Now they'll instantly try to simplify. There was a light utility fake outside, but kind of an inviting smoke. It's at the bottom of the ramp.
Just to emphasize Woxic's performance on Train, across 2025 on LAN, he averages a 1.12 rating.
Oh.
You change that to Train, it skyrockets to 1.26. 5 matches of domination from the Opper, and Joda, he's gonna stand tall on the B test again. Unable to find all of them though, Grim reopens the possibility with the post plant. Here comes Woxic on the prowl.
A little bit awkward for Grim.
Close smoke. Grim tries to get out of it, feels like he's got to make a move happen. Man advantage given back over to the defense, and now the retake, full force, it's on. From 3 different angles, but a missed op shot gives 60 a chance to reposition. They know where he's at, and he can't manage to hang on to those last 2, so Aurora tie the game. 3 rounds each. It's a retake needed, but it comes in smooth.
That's what it was, wasn't it? It was also the Woxic carry at the same time as Nyx playing extremely well in that specific match with Complexity.
He was 40 kills, 1.73 in that first game.
That's why it kind of felt like, even though they weren't playing it recently, maybe there's a chance.
He also has an overtime loss to Virtus.pro, where he goes 32-19 with a 1.5.
Man likes Train.
It has over time since the start of the year tapered downwards, so we'll see if he's able to get back into it. But I think, I brought it up just because you're highlighting that position specifically on the outer yard, and I feel like Woxic just, the amount of smokes he goes through out there, it's almost unbelievable. But speaking of going through smokes, Complexity commit.
Oh, the HP is so
huge
low.
Cost. So much damage done by the nades. Magic could just clean up everybody with a couple more shots. Those 3 low bars still remain, and sure enough, there it is. 2 kills made easy by the early damage. Flank out of Joda wastes no time. Aurora are sweeping away this T side now. 4 rounds consecutive from the defense.
Yeah, unfortunately now it looks like maybe the streak is in jeopardy here with Aurora playing this well, this comfortably outside. Every tempo, now both sides getting hit, are getting shut down for Complexity. And as you pointed out, if the Woxic has a good game, well, that's it. That's going to be the main driver of an upset victory here on Train. Complexity, it's like they saw, it's like they went to go train just for the opportunity to be better than Aurora on this map.
She won't shake up Woxic, however, B-site crumbles. Sixy can grab a gun, bomb plant, no issue here. Just Joda over there, toppled, empty-handed. Wakadia thinks he can just force his way out through connector. Halzerk's gonna try to milk this for more.
He's not gonna see anyone else right now.
He hears the others coming in from spawn. Now he's got two. Halzerk's managed to pull this off. At least execution on Woxic. He's got a helping hand in Sixy soon enough. Would have loved a second, but it feels like that is the round win at least. Feels like 9 out of 10 times that goes wrong for Halzerk.
Yeah, I was worried about it.
All right, Complexity make it interesting with Grim solo outer hit, while 4 guys flood down into the B site, and poor Joda can't hang on alone.
Yeah, it's a quick fake here. Very low investment, but that's just because they didn't have a lot of money to spend. Just the right amount of stuff outside, and Jota finally gets overwhelmed. Felt like he wasn't going to end a round without 2 kills in her. Oh. This Grim on these openings, man, he is so consistent.
83% success rate on T-side entries coming into this match. Train could definitely continue to pad those stats. We've seen him keep going. Sixy pressured, both him and JT tagged. The T-Con exit not made comfortable. Madger ends up finding.
Okay.
Ooh, but look at this, perfect stuff from Sixy. He doesn't waste his time here. 4 versus 2 advantage from Complexity. Grim on the hunt. Madger gets the contact that he was looking for, but tries to keep himself small. Sits on the side of sight. Joda trying to serve up a distraction. Madger, though, blindsided by the silent walk-in of Nyx.
Whoa.
Joda does the same thing to take the same position, but he misses his chance at first. Almost pushes Sixy over the line, but a 2K from Sixy that also closes out the round and puts Complexity back in the lead.
It's another haymaker for Complexity outdoors. They come out on this round looking good. As a very strong fight. I mean, there's not that much special about it. There's good patience from Sixy to sneak into a spot. He heard somebody running by, made sure not to get opt. Cribs having another great game here on Train. 122 ADR so far. Oh, yeah.
Cadia gets clipped, trying to run forward. Not fast enough. Not faster than JT. Be careful, though. There's a Deagle out there. There's a P250. No, never mind. Just a P2000. Woxic doesn't have a chance, right?
2000's a lot more than 250.
Right? Yeah. Like a moth to the flame, Woxic to a smoke. Found out as it fades. Joda looking for one. Now all of Complexity ready to swing at him, including Grim, who's gonna ice this one out. Complexity 6 rounds on a T side, starting to tap back into the potential we tried to allude to.
Maybe we do just get, like, they kind of ditched IV a little bit and they've decided to keep it more simple and a little bit faster as well.
Yes, sir.
JT's calling across both maps has been sort of responding to, like, the complexity of their calling. If it's been a round that goes too slowly, when they started to speed up and simplify back on Anubis, that's actually what recovered the first half for them, and now it feels like they're doing a bit of the same on Train. The slower crawls around, I think, were not only a little boring, but also just getting picked off and allowing Woxic to really teleport to different spots in the map within one round. They're trying to rip the Band-Aid off. It's working out really well for Complexity.
I mean, if Grim's entry stats have been as great as they are, then why not just let him go for it?
Yeah. The other part of it is you can have a really high success rate. Like, you know, Shiro might have 80%, but he's been attempting 26% as well.
Right.
Which is really up there.
Well, they're going to take damage, and they try to throw Ivy back into the mix. Doesn't look good for Complexity this time. A Wicadia double kill, that smoke on T-Con. Even though it was there, Complexity didn't shy away from it. Nice triple from Wicadia this round. He just doubles his frags in a single round. But how about that 61v5, huh? How about it?
How about it? Ooh.
We'll never know.
Okay. Man, it's crazy to like try to predict what's going to happen next in this game. Like here it's looking like actually another quick setup, but they do try Ivy again. Hauser just front faces it immediately. I think their idea was maybe if they rushed outer at the same time, Woxic would assume it's going to be coming mainly through T-Con, but he checks. He makes sure to look at it. And he's got two teammates out here who are still, they haven't been killed. No one entreed them. So he doesn't have to panic. Oh, and a new look. What a shot, Hauser.
Oh, poor Madger. Excellent shot.
3 icons through icon.
Woxic returns it, although much less flashy. Sometimes it just needs to be simple. Wicadia is going to walk up, find a back turn to his right. Oh, never mind. Through the smoke.
Oh,
that smoke is the perfect cover. It comes with the perfect timing for Hulzerk. Joda is the next layer of this, though. I mean, how many players have just crisscrossed through these upper halls? That's 4 players.
I mean, Joda's got a great spot, actually. They're not going to look at this.
You've got Grim perched. Oh, but that's assuming Joda actually went back to the bomb site. Nyx is going to back up into him. Nyx, of course, going to get caught off guard. And then even Grim gets peeled off at the top of the train. That I didn't expect. Looked like a locked-in position. If Joda had killed him from the ladder, that's one thing. Or Pop Dog, rather. But JT finds a response back, so now it's got to be the Joda clutch. He's already made it out of Pop. Hulzerk, locked into the corner now. Trying to peel him off. Joda closes the distance. JT repositions to the opposite side of Ivy. And now he's going to try to come at this site.
Why did he?
Down goes Hulzerk. He had a pistol in hand. He gets popped, and the bomb's not planted for JT. This is going to cause a bit of panic. Joda's just going to stick this. Not the way that Complexity want their first half to fizzle out, but it's back-to-back rounds, Aurora.
Hulzerk not really aware of how his teammate was playing that. He needed a little bit more time. I mean, he could have got walked up onto, but JT knows that, so that's pretty much the only way Joda can pull that off, and he finds a way to do it. It's actually a pretty massive round from him, but off the back of a pretty perceptible mistake from Complexity. So a last round that could have been theirs. Instead, a tied scoreline. So not a great T side for Complexity compared to a lot of their other train maps. We're talking about a team that is now on 9 in a row, it looks like, if I'm counting correctly.
What a shot.
Of course, most of those weren't on LAN, but they proved it on LAN.
Sure.
When the time came. G2 and FaZe going down to this event to their train so far. This was technically also a moment JT could have stayed icon and swung off Hulzerk. Number of ways that could have been played, but the option they found was not it.
Different ways to play it, unfortunately for Complexity. Felt like it just got too disjointed. Bit of confusion in the final decision, maybe. Oh, poor Sixy, insta-gushed.
Nothing worse than that.
It's not the first pistol round either in the series where he's the first guy that just gets insta-dinked and has to go and hide. We saw it on Anubis CT side, same thing. They send him out, he gets gushed, and then his teammates did nothing. This time, Nyx looks to step up, tries to track that third player over. It's still 2 clean kills from Nyx, and Hulzerk not too far away. They figure out his position, trying to flood into the oil train, then backs turn to JT. He gets his double, and down they go. Aurora plant, but it's a Complexity round win in the pistol.
JT makes up for it a bit right there, picks up some slack. 2 kills for him on this pistol, and Nyx so good on those flat angles, and that's what we're going to be paying attention to here on the CT side. It's a path often walked alone playing B on train. And for him, he's definitely a rogue agent. He likes to fly solo. We got one too many A main pushes, though, as an anchor from him on Anubis. I don't think you really have to do that quite as much on Train.
Well,
sometimes you can support an op push on upper with just some utility from below.
I brought up the statistical uptick for Woxic on this map. I'll do the same thing for Nyx. Across 2025 on land, 0.95 average rating. You switch to Train, 1.4.
They own on Train, they just don't stop winning.
4 Train games, and he has dominated every single one. Unlike Woxic, there is a certainty so far this year that Nyx will hold this bomb site.
But this round, JT says, let me try.
That is a 1.4 rating over Eternal Fire, Falcons, and FURIA. And Imperial Valkyries.
13-0.
True. 13-2.
Oh, what? Oh. Did
Just
they
more
13-0
rounds.
them?
More rounds than FURIA got.
Oh, that was a different map, I guess.
And as the thunder roars, Nyx gets into position. Flank here from 60 soon enough. Grim finds the first kill, but Joda just runs that MAC-10 into the site. Great catch from Madger. He's going to switch back over to the scout. Grim's AUG just continues to find kills, and it's why they have this advantage. We've got Xantares smoking off connector. Madger concerned about Icon.
Man, they got so much time on the smoke. JT has to slow it down.
They try to go for the boost, but they're bumping their heads onto the lamp. That's not ideal, so JT decides to just do it on his own. He says, what the hell are you guys doing? Get out here. JT cleans up to go 9-7 as Complexity put the score 8-6.
Okay, okay. A couple of heroes here. JT and Grim again. Grim, best player on the server now. Well, it's one test pass, and it's not another full buy here for Aurora either. So that one definitely got marginally scary, but it's Tech9's once again. Arcadia's got a Galil at least to reinforce this.
Ooh, they open the smoke.
That's what I thought they were going to do with this new map, was just use the old Train but have the CS2 smokes, because now the sandwich smoke, you can blow it open.
Yeah.
The T-Con smoke, you can blow it open. You don't have to sit behind those smokes, which were so rough before.
And it was all going to come down to like timing and battles between oppers when they would all have these deep visions through the lanes, but then they took away the lanes and gave us back Train. But that's a prime example of, I think, what a lot of people were hoping for in the new mechanics. Madger gonna disrespect that smoke straight into 60. Halzerk from the plant site able to hold back the only player to emerge out of Ivy. Nyx is in the middle of a reposition, almost gets caught off by those Tech9s, actually gets dinked from above, and so that bomb plant comes right with it. Cleanup duty, JT, double kill for him. There's that third player in Joda, still just the sidearm in hand. He goes for the long-range duel and wins it, but Halzerk's there to trade out his teammate. And now Halzerk's starting to take off as well, right? Catching up to Grim alongside JT.
Yeah, he kind of had a smelly Anubis, unfortunately.
You stink.
So, and Halzerk as well in this new lineup, he's been popping off, actually. He's been generally really strong for Complexity, so that's not the way that you want to see them go out. A 3-round gap. Now the Woxic T-side off. We'll see if it has the same efficacy. Oh, wow. He picked off 60. I don't know if 60 just shoulder spotted from, yeah, it looked like, yeah, maybe he was just gearing up to throw a smoke. Didn't see any presence for a second. This will change the map quite a bit. You know, it's going to be hard to ask for help now if you're Nyx.
Especially with Joda about to walk out and blindside you. You're just banking this isn't going to happen, and Joda just wants to get a little more for it.
Yeah, you just take it, right? You just know the site's open. You can get so far ahead. It's going to be so hard to rotate into Z.
Ouch.
And with Nyx's position, there's no way you would play close to him. They know all of this. They're instantly saving, I'm sure. Pushing all the way through spawn. How are they going to win?
Bomb has been planted.
Got to be careful with your life, even if it's the other side of the map.
Yeah, draws a player out of Z, so there's no eyes on upper B.
And unfortunately for Nyx, he was actively spotting it, but Joda had crossed long before. Nyx couldn't find his game the other day. I think it was in the G2 game.
Terrorists win.
Yeah, 3 kind of rough maps. Map for one for him in the series also not extraordinary, but for somebody that we were literally not talking about at all last year, he's definitely turned heads.
For someone we didn't talk about at all last year, and somebody we didn't talk about too well at the start of this one, even.
Nyx?
Yeah. We saw glimpses of it, but, you know, it didn't feel like enough.
Nyx was better at first, 60 was worse at first, and now 60's better.
Okay. Stark contrast to the round before. 60 says, you can't catch me off guard if I take the fight to you. But he doesn't find anybody approaching Ivy. A little presence shown. That's going to keep Aurora on their toes for a little while.
The only thing about this push is there's nowhere to actually stand, you know, all the way down that at Ivy and like the entirety of Ivy itself. So some spots get pushed like that. You've got to go back and get the information. Here they could respond and try to call it the push because Complexity might just vacate it entirely, but they don't actually have to be that worried about it.
So still slow things down at 45. Halzer, easy first pickup. Wakadia walks right into it. Second shot's just as good. And Halzer goes further forward. What's the move, Aurora? Do you still believe in any kind of a recovery? Bodies continue to just drop here at the hands of Complexity. It's not just an op, but Grim forward-facing inside that A site. And he's going to go deeper and deeper. I mean, the more space you give them, the more they'll take. Complexity double digits off of the back of a very front-facing round. Felt like they were ready to sign up for fistfights the moment 60 went flying out Ivy.
Zanteris in jeopardy of dying after time.
Uh-oh.
He's got this AK he would love to keep on. Grim now starting the hunt. And Terrace, oh, he gets spotted. There's someone coming up behind him. I don't know, they're trying to shoot him through the walls. But it looks like he'll survive. All right, Complexity making this a 3-round game. They handle a lot of things here. They try to do that Ivy push early, don't see anybody. Buys him some time. Halzer puts himself in a great spot. I think if I have Complexity, I'm just worried about another inner pop. Could be a good moment to use Halzer to push upper. Since 60's not finding his footing quite yet, it's likely Aurora try something a bit more aggressive as a change-up. Honestly, in terms of calling, like, they have a lot of similarities.
Does that make Grim Zanteres?
The T in JT stands for Turkey.
Okay. And the J stands for?
Jeremy.
All right.
See what I'm saying? That op would have got a kill right here.
I feel you. I see you.
Uh-oh.
And they see Sixy. Thinking he can get aggressive through the pop dog. Aurora have other ideas. And just like that, they're going to silently walk away from this one. Halzerk working his way forward. Again, it's a bit scary for Aurora because 1 round ago you had a player swinging out Ivy to try to take control. Obviously this time they had no presence on this half of the map, so they're going to have to clear every corner. And by default, that's going to burn some time off. Halzerk given a chance to double back to Ivy, just missed it.
Oh, we missed it. It's
and it doesn't
pretty rough
seem like
because
he saw
it was a full clear as well, so he's just going to trust it for a few seconds. And there's a chance he just gets shot in the back. No, he turns around. Oh, yeah. It's too late. Oh, man. I mean, honestly, I want to feel bad for him, but he also didn't fully clear it.
Yeah. That's a mistake.
Just gave it a check, and maybe they hadn't turned the corner right there. It's possible he came in earlier and didn't see anything, but...
No half measures are allowed in situations like these.
Definitely, it is rough timing. Like, if he had done that half clear a second later, he still would have seen him, but... that's tough. That's tough. That's Train, though. Train is just timings.
God, that is actually such an example. I mean, the fact that they walked all the way from upper B...
Oh.
Okay. To Ivy in silence.
Yeah.
You know, all of that would lead you to believe that this game hates Halzerk. The universe hates Halzerk, but he could have prevented the universe from screwing him over if he had full cleared it. No half measures, folks.
He did have a lot of responsibility, it seemed like, in his spot, too. He's worried about someone coming out of a ladder, out of T-Con. So ultimately, this crazy call to rotate everyone all the way around the map back to Ivy pays off for Aurora. It doesn't make this map questionable. I think if you're complexity, you're still like, okay, that's fine. You can have that one. Small moment of timing. But now we got Nyx on an MP9. Money's getting a little low. He doesn't even have full nades. Didn't even give your boy full nades in B?
Nope.
Come
Just
on now.
An incendiary.
That's pretty wild, actually.
Poor guy's got an MP9, an incendiary, 5 kills, 13 deaths, and a whole pack of Aurora players that can contest with him, but they don't follow through right away. JT moves out of connector. He's got a smoke to offer up. That gets thrown, but it's not going to land in time. JT, he's got to try to hold it. Nyx does a bit more damage, just enough, but Halzerk burns. He runs out through the fire to try to hold them off on ramp, and that does still keep them out of sight.
Whoa.
Bomb is down at the base of that ramp, and there's timing for Sixy to walk up towards it.
It's like literally impossible for Grim to run up this way, so he's got to go all the way around, and that means walking as well. I wonder if he takes us to ladder, but now they're wondering, I guess because they don't have, do they have Activision of the bomb or no? Because Grim's worried about them coming out of pop.
I mean, they would have seen them drop it. There was a smoke up.
They could have.
I don't think anybody's reconfirmed that it's still there, but if Grim comes out, he damn will.
Oh, they're a bit confused, looking for all the
He'll
alerts.
see it. But he doesn't check. And so it may have been scooped up. Down the ramp they'll come. Now they're spotted. Both bodies. A little bit of vision. Grim gets caught by the Woxic op. The bomb is down on site. Woxic puts the smoke down. Sixy's going to try to charge this. Wild moves here off the ladders. Hanging on to Thomas, looking for a chance. The barrel of the op also just on that corner. Madger's going to go for the plant again. Sixy's lost in smoke. He emerges and Woxic hits a killer headshot to put Aurora within 1.
Yeah, both of those kills ultimately by way of op. Excellently done here from Woxic. Pretty unfortunate situation for complexity. I mean, critical situation for complexity. Can't say that wasn't well earned in this spot now. Pretty damn broke. This is where their train streak definitely gets scary. Complexity.
Aurora have had 1 foot in the door since the start of this T-side. It began with 3 defuses needed. And the 4 rounds after that, 3 of them come up Aurora. We see the money bottom out for Complexity here in round 20. A deagle and a flash, all they'll have. 3 players up close on Wicadia. There's the flashbang. He'll dodge it, but the USP still prevail, and that's a rifle offer over.
Yeah, they're not exactly ready to hit B either. Bombs outside of T-Con. And Nyx has a deagle.
60 hears this. He's also scooped up a Molotov for whatever that'll be worth. Desert Eagle's in hand.
Nyx's deagle is fierce, and there's 1 kill.
And so are his B holds more often than not. Halzerk's AK finds one. JT USP. Nyx gets killed by Madger, who finds himself in a 1v2 now. He turns back around. 60, just the USP gets popped. Not a lot of damage there. And we had this conversation earlier. Who's the most clutch on Aurora? Madger's name always comes up.
Yeah, he's very clever in these moments. 60 grants him this opportunity. He doesn't know where JT could have potentially went, and with the amount of time coming off the clock, you know, it's very likely that he comes closer to Z. 40 seconds, he's gonna read clear icon, not see anything.
Nothing yet.
Planning outside is scary. 12 bullets here for Madger.
There's no need for JT to give up connector. He can still just float between options.
And JT's probably thinking about inner now. Like, how's he taking so long to do this?
He's just gonna cover his bomb. That'll give him a chance to get off of it. This AK-47 does not have Kevlar. Madger. Oh,
he did it!
JT comes in with the headshot. 1 deeg, 1 flash. Complexity pull it off.
No armor. He has to hit the headshot. Madger can't save the day this time. It looked like Aurora were about to walk away with this win on Train until that just happened. 11-9, full money. They won while saving. It's a double whammy here for Complexity.
Jodo, Woxic, and Santares all go down last round without a kill. 2 of them to pistols.
It's a massive opportunity missed here for Aurora. They won this without armor.
That one. I mean, JT getting away with the USP kill.
Ooh.
Now that will kickstart Complexity's chances to close this. There are still errors happening over on this B site from Nyx. He is still individually struggling alongside 60. Both extremities of the map with a player underperforming. But Aurora don't have all the utility that they're used to throughout this T-side. Down to a full belt on Madger with a MAC-10. That's his limitation.
Oh,
this nade, double nade, almost
1 health.
That would have been the entire execute dropped. 1 more damage on that grenade, and this execution through the window doesn't happen.
Yeah, these mollies, nothing.
Now Nyx is gonna peek in, drops Joda in the process. JT with the double. Player up above can't kill him. He's still hanging on.
Whoa.
Triple from the in-game leader of Complexity. Tooth and nail.
Woo.
They will pull off a 12th round win and Aurora fizzle out.
JT has beyond saved the day here at 17-9. Winning his 1v1 versus Madger last round. No armor on that clutch. And now Madger, the guy who got tagged down, 99 damage, lucky to even be here to look at things. Will also get finished. Complexity get 12 rounds. No sweat.
That small grin from JT, all you're gonna get. But he knows damn well what he's just done in back-to-back rounds. Late game impact on Train to keep, maybe, the Complexity streak going. Dire situation here for Aurora with the bye that they've been left with. It felt like momentum was all theirs until a deagle and a flashbang turn the tide on Train. With Cadia quickly down to Pop Dog, JT again at bat. Flashes come from over top. He's got full vision, but he won't find a kill this time around. Halzert's gonna drop one. All these guns lean back, rifles at a distance, as Aurora desperate to close this gap. They've been corralled behind that E-box. Utility lands on top of them, and Cole have pushed them to a third map in this quarterfinal. They survived that test. JT pulls this out of the hat.
He did pull it out of the hat, Scrawny. What a game from Complexity. Such an impressive train. It was close in places, but they were able to do it in the end, Dust.
Yeah, I mean,
You just checked. Oh, wait, pistol?
Oh, they're ready to go. That's it. All right, nice. You want to make sure Grim's fresh because no Grim, no win.
Looking for
He's having
his
a monster series.
best LAN event. Oh boy, can he do it.
He has a 1.53 on this series right now.
Yeah, bro.
47 and 27.
He is playing better than ever.
This is literally Nico numbers at the
Him?
moment versus Aurora.
Nyx and Sixy are playing better than ever. Halzerk showed us.
Nyx?
Oh, yeah, well.
Nyx 2 stinkers back to back. They need them.
Yeah, you're right. Climb over top of main. We got the waterfall smoke in front of Grim. That'll deny him vision. Pistol looking good here for Complexity. Contact outer. Finally goes back to Aurora's favor with a single kill. Ooh,
Oh.
Sixy's got other ideas.
Bomb dropped. Badger, 13 health. Trying to fight. They won't stop coming, though. Okay, Complexity, taking matters into your own hands. Well, maybe it doesn't have to be JT versus Antares outside if you bring all your friends.
That's the thing, right? To hell with the 1v1 versus Turkey's best. Send everybody at them. Very well read. That Aurora, we're going to approach it outer. Complexity, all the pieces in the right place, and Sixy doesn't miss too many of those shots. So off to the races go Complexity.
And also, as was brought up, they didn't. They played 3 online new games. They won them. So like they're playing the map and practicing it. But like, how much do Aurora even know about Complexity's nuke?
Yeah, nothing really. I mean, I know Dust.
0 land maps to look at.
I know Dust is well prepped. That
Yeah.
is a certainty at the start of the day. And if he can't list off who Complexity played on Nuke, I know I don't need to know their names.
It's gonna be like literally chill guys again. Let me see.
Chill guys, Bees Money crew.
Oh wait, actually they got a win over Wildcard.
Whoa.
Okay. Okay.
Dust is slacking. Just kidding. Over wild card.
Yeah, that's not bad. That is not bad.
Stewie 2K's wild card?
It was the overtime. Oh yeah, was it? No,
Okay.
it was not.
Okay. Just for the record. Sixy was trying to climb up onto the rooftop in a 5 versus 5 when all of his opponents only have Glocks. They wait outside of the lobby, and they find him trying to climb back down the ladder.
Unlucky.
He was on the rooftop like a parkour world star. Grim, yeah, gets his. Halzerk just kind of whittled down slowly, piece by piece. That Glock gets a little off every single time and walks it up on the close main. Well, it was all about Xantares trying to swoop down in, but doesn't happen. Grim 2K, Halzerk 2K. If the old dogs of Complexity step up when this game really matters, you know, to get into a semifinals, that would be a great showing for Complexity to show that this formula in 2025 can truly compete in Europe.
It was actually a JBA 36 kill game that they had to beat Wildcard in on this map. Again, all online, of course, but Wildcard actually formidable. I mean, that's something. They're not incredible at nuke themselves, but that's something.
Just gotta do it on land. But if Apogee can show up this week and dominate like they did in their first LAN as a team, then why can't Complexity transition their
Complexity
nuke
won
success?
2 train games versus chill guys, and then
Exactly.
came in, beat FaZe in G2,
Ding, ding, ding.
and now Aurora on LAN.
Sky's the limit for the American core. Ooh, Xantares, though. Gonna keep it sharp. It's not even a headshot.
What do you call it when Sixy swings an angle?
What?
Ballmer's peak.
I don't get it.
Oh, come on.
Sorry,
that was
man.
so good.
I'm sorry. No, you're on your own.
Oh, that was so good.
I've let you down.
Maui better come in here and go, nice one.
Maui's going to come in here and talk. Is it a type of beer?
I'll break this down for you in
Okay.
a second. That was too good. That was too good.
Such a good joke. Let me explain it to you. Let me talk to you about how Aurora are going to take a B site with no resistance. Ramp player is going to try to run down with a FAMAS, not even running. Nyx hears them towards the dark corner. We'll know there's a couple bodies on dark. 2 sets of feet have stomped on dark side. He waits for the planter to come up. He knows they're down there. He should have this figured out. Madger thinks maybe he's being sneaky, but I swear Nyx knows. He should. They both step. He falls down into it. Madger's going to get the better of him. And now halzerk from above with a kill already. He's got a smoke, the kit, everything he needs to win this clutch. Bomb at the halfway point. Oh! He just walks in,
Yeah,
crouch
why?
slow.
Didn't walk. He just walked the whole
Come on
time.
now. How uninspired.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he kind of gave Madger a way to win that. I think at some point you just got to surprise him, but that's Madger to pick up the 1v2 from a spot that he couldn't leave.
Could have put a smoke on his feet, could have smoke bombed and tapped it, could have tried to go for flashes, could have peeked it from above, could have wide swung. Look how easy that, oh, never mind. We're back into the action and there's a, what, wallbang here? Yeah, Wakadia taking a scout shot through the blue box. Loses a third of his HP. Complexity on the ropes early here with the Aurora round win. It's not a pretty buy. But they won train with less.
They did have that no armor win.
Deagle and a flashbang. Got train wrapped up. Five-7, first blood. 60 with no vision, can't hold them back. Nyx gets the double. You've got the smoke player coming out. Joda!
Oh, how?
Praise. 2 headshots off the Galil, and now it's only halzerk left. Fire ahead of him. That's a saving moment here from Joda.
Did Nyx run out of ammo?
Could have been on the reload. Could have maybe turned. Maybe there was the flash. halzerk. Oh, the player down beneath just left the door wide open. Joda from 2 kills to letting halzerk in.
Uh-oh, that's a huge mistake. My goodness, does not need to know if someone's in mini in that position. halzerk, what a shot on the second kill, though. We can give him that. But they go mistake for mistake. halzerk drops the 1v1 previously, but they make up for it big time here. Jump spotting mini in the 2v1. Teammates
Why?
inside of hut, totally safe.
Nobody holding heaven either, right?
Yeah.
Madger wasn't out.
He was holding hut. That was his job. That was his only job, in fact. Uh-oh.
Man.
Oh, that's a great shot. I mean, I don't know how you can be mad. You just really made
Unless it's
that
at
choice
yourself.
actively.
You know, yeah.
Nobody told you to do that jump spot. There's no one.
I mean, that'd be crazy if he was asked to do that.
No.
Okay. Here it comes. Pop out of the hut. MP9 from above. Grim doubles down. And now as the Tech-9 responds, Santerez back into the hut. Back from where they came. Returns with a MAC-10. Quad kill! Santerez!
What?
On for the ace. Double headshot Nyx. Santerez trying to get the last one over.
got
and
it!
He will from start to finish. Stomps on Cole.
Drill, baby, drill.
Oh, goodness. An ace from Xantares. He doubles back to grab a MAC-10, only to hit him upside the head with it. And the double headshot from Nyx looked like a gift from God.
A MAC-10 ace. They all had head armor.
2 Tech 9 kills into the triple MAC-10.
Oh, right. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that is the stuff of nightmares. And we said coming into this game that we weren't talking about Xantares. Well, now you've got a reason to.
What was that? That's 3 clutch rounds back to back, right? Madger winning his 1v2. Then we get the 1v2 out of Halzerk, and now this round out of Xantares. Anything could happen next.
It's going to keep complexities by finicky. Scout damage and the follow-up. This is some gloves off Counter-Strike.
Yes.
This is what happens when you go from online to LAN. Cole trying to prove it, but Sixy offers up his back. Easy pickup here for Woxic. He'll hunt for more, but there's nobody actually back there. Main player up next, and JT's Deagle. Grim tries to climb the rooftops. Not the first time Complexity have been trying to get up here on the roof. But Nyx now pushing around through lobby. Bad crosshair placement for that push, to be honest.
This might be where the fun stops for Complexity. 2-on-4. They're playing inside of the ramp. This would be a next level genius read if Aurora end up going here late. They'll spot one guy, and this is enough to know they can just take their chances somewhere else.
A-site's been a nuisance to hold for Aurora, but this time it's theirs for the taking. Scout and Desert Eagle will look to get to the next one. An upgrade would look good for JT.
Oh, smoke helps a ton.
He'll try to hang on. Wallbang's coming at him. He'll run for the hills.
Actually, this could be quite expensive for Aurora. They have to be careful about hunting down these saves. It is just a scout from Halzerk after all. But in games like this, it's always going to favor the T side. They'll take any rounds they can get, even if they're not in succession.
Terrorists win.
It's not going to be a real buy-up here for Complexity. This round might be easier than the last for Aurora.
I would write off Complexity if it wasn't for that JT round on Train. From USP to AK 1v1. See what he's got up his sleeve here in the 7th round of play. Aurora sending a player down secret instantly. That's Wicadia to challenge downstairs. He's not going to be shy about it.
Oh, Halzerk's scout has been unbelievable so far. That
JT's AK finds one. Grim just gets the P250 kill.
Wait, what?
How are they pulling this off again?
No way, Halzerk again?
Double scout headshots.
You're joking.
He had the AK working with him. Now Woxic 1v5 under pressure. 2 kills collected, but the 60 Deagle ends it. There's a reason to believe in Complexity today because the X factor from start to finish.
Halzerk, man. This game, that was the lowest buy possible here for Complexity. That was a free lead for Aurora. But it's all about these shots. I mean, it's unbelievable what Halzerk just put together. Look how low he is right here. 9 health on the corner of a molly, out in the open, and he hits the headshot.
Twice. Aurora look like they may have their work set out for them. This could be a battle of the brains, as in who can hold their nerve. The tilt meter throttles for both camps, with some big ticket plays thus far. And MongolZ through the hut.
Oh, man.
We've seen a lot of players trying to test the ladder, trying to climb upstairs, but an op taking that angle. MongolZ's tapping into his form. 10 kills deep so far this map. Nyx all the way back in ramp. That's gonna bring the next rotate over, but JT gets popped after one. It's a man advantage, but a chance for Jota to also put his hands on a rifle. They'll work together, side by side now, Aurora.
Man, that felt like kind of a crummy way to hold ramp. I don't know if JT was already there in Turnpike, or maybe he was supposed to be there sooner, but that just looked like a very hard duel to multi from. Upstairs now is under attack.
Bomb has been planted.
MongolZ will join up with Grim here at the top of the vent. Full kit of utility.
Player top hut's not watching. They're both able to get out. They try to challenge around the smoke. Jota up in the rafters, done
Grim.
for.
Wow.
Tries to go into the corner. Grim gets a chance to shine. Make that Grim and MongolZ 10 kills each.
Grim is unbelievable right now, man. He comes into this with like 150, like in this series, across these two maps, Grim has 104 ADR. So much impact overall. If it really is going to be him and MongolZ at the top, that genuinely might be enough. Like, look at the form we're getting out of Grim.
Over 45 maps. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is inflated by beating up North American noobs.
That's been MongolZ's whole career, though, actually.
Sure.
Ever since Dignitas. It's been kicking our ass.
Man who feels like he's from our region is now raising our floor. Him and Grim, deadly at the moment. And MongolZ, it's another reposition from outside to the hut peak last round to getting ahead of this ramp commitment. Pressure's on. Nyx again to just lean back. MongolZ's op just continues to strike fear in Aurora. And now with the Desert Eagle out, looking for some style points to close it. No opening offered for Aurora just yet.
He knows how to snowball.
Goes in front of it. And Aurora cannot exit through the trophy room. They are stagnant, stuck in, and slaughtered.
Man, he knows how to like keep momentum right here. Could have dropped, gone into regular moves that you would do if you were having a middling game or just a decent one. But he knows when to stick around at the moment. He is full of confidence in creating momentum from it. Grim is also that kind of player. I mean, when we talk about Grim before he even got into top tier, you know, Triumph Grim knew how to be good 3 maps in a row. When he was on fire, could absolutely dominate if the competition was right. You know, if the wind was blowing in the right direction, sometimes Grim, it didn't matter what map he went on to. Some people have star maps, then they quiet for one. Like, when Grim's on, he could be on for an entire day. That's what we're getting right now. This could spell disaster for Aurora.
One of these rounds for Aurora by way of a Xantera's ace. 2 kills in this half beyond that 1 round. Trying to soften up an A-site defense before they commit, but it's Grim up in the rafters, striking death from above.
The best rifler in the server.
There's a 3rd layer of the hut approach. Major and Woxic lean back slightly. 60 still plays close door. And the defense looks strong on the hold. Numbers in position, JT to roost on top of the hut. They pause for a second.
It was surprising to see as soon as Elise left the team that, you know, Grim wasn't just taking over every game. At first, when the expectation was he gets better roles, he'll play better, he'll have more confidence. It's not someone like Elise looking over his shoulder, but after some time, it looks like he has found some of that confidence. And Nyx outside makes this round go for hard to damn near impossible. Woxic and Jota now gonna try to clutch this out, but it's Grim once again from heaven.
Just no sign of slowing down inside the A-site defense. Woxic hasn't been given a thread to pull on. And he'll get bullied back with the incendiary at 20 seconds. It still burns. Grim's gonna come for you, but he actually quick switches. Two players try to pinch this. There is just barely enough time to try it, but he will. Another player out here on the field. Woxic, nah, not gonna happen. MongolZ hits him with the missile, and that is Complexity's 7th, guaranteed.
Masterclass from both of them, and the fact that they're even tied in scoreline, sort of like you gotta wipe clean your glasses and take a second look. But yes, this whole map has been ridiculous. The 3 rounds Aurora have won have been clutches. That ace from Xanteris, the 1v2 from Madger downstairs, it's like, I can't believe that Complexity have a lead this big already.
Grim just slicing through that hot attempt as well. It's not just good kills from Grim, it didn't even look close that he was going to lose any of those duels. So not only do you have this rock-solid defense inside of a critical portion of the nuke map, but you've also got MongolZ, who's just this roaming turret at the moment.
And again, they both know how to capture momentum and play with it. Not just they play standard and assume next round's going to be worse than the last. No, like they're peaking.
Sixty, there's his. Insta-kill to Acadia. In a round with Little, Aurora just trying to cross, exposed. MongolZ clips Madger on the crossover. The MAC-10 looks for the upgrade. Now MongolZ's been flustered enough to miss a shot. Sixty could try to come clear it, but with the wall of smokes, why not? He'll find him climbing in through the window. Nyx is now on high alert. The other 2 players have snuck downstairs. It's all about dealing with Xanteris first. They'll do that.
Oh, nicely
now Joda
done.
and Woxic to attempt a B-site 2v4 with only sidearms to work with.
Now this was a little blind spot here, so downstairs will be taken over. It's just Tech-9s. Shouldn't be an issue. Woxic gets up close.
Tons of utility kits and having them outnumbered. Well-placed frag grenade to soften up Joda. More of that damage off of the utility. Deagle spam towards Woxic. Clean up easy.
Yeah, they waited for it. They knew what the right of reaction would be here, and we heard on the comms, let's go for 9. Very calmly spoken on Complexity, and here they easily touch 8. The series is actually going to make headlines for Grim specifically. He's plus 20 after the first 2 maps. He's putting up almost an identical scoreline already on this 3rd one. We're not even halfway through. My man just needed some positive reinforcement.
Shocking what a healthy work environment can do for you. Acadia, though, will shut him down in the final round of the half. So that's it from Grim. 14-6.
Yo, lay noobs, am I right? Those Van Silly guys.
Wall of smokes to deny JT any confirmation, but there are 2 players behind it. JT's gonna disrespect that. They do pinch through into the A site, and there's another guy behind JT, so he's in a very tough spot. Into the A floor they'll attempt. Nyx has had an uptick in performance. He's trying to catch up to the 2 stars of Nuke. Sixy and Nyx, newcomers of Complexity, with a nothing to lose 2v4 on the table, but both get denied, and Acadia will close it. It is a 4-round T-side for Aurora.
Nice final round. At least they made that one get out of hand. I mean, they were just trying to get into Mini, and JT realized once they had snuck past him, when they had 2 players outside, they needed to get the kills before that happened. And then they had to try to re-enter their own bomb site. So, well, that's like the first sort of normal good round we saw in that game from the perspective of Aurora. They don't win off the back of clutches or crazy, chaotic situations. Instead, just a solid split to upper. Complexity have to be pleased with the half they put together. They didn't get the 9-3 that they were aiming for. And so, of course, this game is still alive for Aurora. It's going to be hard for Aurora to base any of their opinions on Complexity's T side. They maybe the wildcard game has some information, but it's just limited. It's just very limited. The other two maps they played, they started CT and just crushed.
Huh? All right. They know what kind of tempo they want to set. Can Aurora meet those expectations?
Oh.
Absolutely. Beretta's turn, spin around, and shut out Complexity. It's not going to be as easy as that.
Yeah, and they got loud. They know the opportunity here to tie up. That was a fantastic round on the pistol. They denied a bomb plant. They won't have to worry about the looming threat of a force-up next time. There's two teams looking for a playoff victory here on map 3.
Sixy Deagle at the helm with the scout right behind it, but it's these layered M4s. Well, they were layered
Halzerk
again.
Dude, how
the
many
fact that second player changes position means there's zero trade potential immediately. The other player down here in Xantares has been spotted.
Oh.
Okay, he'll get his revenge.
He got
Halzerk
tagged.
goes down. With that scout dead, Complexity's chances feel thin. But by God, Halzerk continues to offer it up, and Sixy will capitalize too.
Joda committed, even though they had spread that far outside. And what happens here? Wakadia so close to Nyx, but he lets him go by. I don't know who this favors.
I mean, you hear that M4 fire. Madger's going to come back. You should be able to keep eyes on the smoke. Nyx is going to get exposed in a second. All good.
That was very smart out of Madger.
There's this pack of players still all together for Complexity. They wrap back through hell. There was a gun to be grabbed.
Oh, JT made a little noise.
Nobody took
Trying to help him go downstairs.
There we go. M4 now in JT's hands. He's gone ahead to find that. Grim's just going to put the bomb down. We get this quick flush from Xantares over towards ramp. Wakadia stomps onto single. Madger has slipped into the bomb site in the meantime, and so it's just this Sixy Deagle. That M4 is still up towards hell. It's all about Sixy somehow slowing this down while Xantares remains preoccupied. That bomb is not even at the halfway point. They'll flood down on him. Aurora recover. It's a nice shot from Halzerk. It's a little bit of a threat, but it's too much of an ask. The CTs stabilize.
It's like the new Searson, man, with this scout, how good it is here on Nuke so far. And it was a kill, and it was some damage on Xantares, and it was a slightly worrying spot, I guess, once Jota decided to overface versus the Deagle outside. But outside of it, they handle this situation in the late round really well.
Always the puzzle?
So wholesome.
Yeah.
Oh, golly.
Wow, nice play.
I'm having fun for once. Pressure on the doorway here. If Complexity were able to get that close with so little, then now the threat is real in the 15th. Joda back behind the vents. Waiting on that rooftop as Woxic stays locked in on the ramp angle. Not an easy move for Grim to make. Sixy's managed to get downstairs. We could have a 1v1 between him and Wakadia. And between the two of them, it's been about an even performance. Wakadia plays it safe, just jumping from single. JT's looking for contact. There's a lot of pieces of this Complexity puzzle, just looking for information and then from there, solutions. routes back around. He would have heard that single door get open. Missed shot out of Woxic. That is not affordable at the moment. You've got pressure on him. He's going to dive down into the site. Wicadia holds off on 60. So at least the B site holds.
Oh, they molly Turnpike. They threaten to go lower, but they can actually go back upstairs.
At 30 seconds.
2 rotations down.
Nade on Jota.
They got
Good
a lot of
chip
pressure on
damage.
opposite.
You've got Xanteris up along the wall. JT gets his. Halzer. Oh, but Madger's got a nade out. It's an easy pickup. Wicadia catches them off guard with that quick move up from Vent. And so it falls on the Opera for a clutch. Woxic's able to get footing out.
He made noise.
Nade should finish Halzerk. He
No.
dives away.
4 health.
Just unkillable, and then he'll take the fight to the Opera. Woxic able to survive that. Halzerk makes the move, but now it's Grim looking for a chance to close this out. He has been lights out in this series. And so he sits back sight and waits. With nades on his belt, he'll peek. It is timing to a T.
Woo! Leave it to Grim, baby, in that 1v1. Halzerk made that round possible just as much as he made it impossible. That was a really great play, followed by a much more questionable one, but they secure it. 9-6. I guess those are the 2 guys that you want alive in any situation right now for complexity. And this one should just be a formality.
Flash goes beyond it. You think 60 turns back now. Easy. Back's turned to him. Gets a little wild, but they've just got so little to work with. So comfortable, he grabs a USB in the middle of all that.
Oh, no deaths. JT, 1 health.
Don't mind if I do.
Oh my goodness, complexity are 10-6.
Leading over a top 5 team of 2025.
And that mid to late round situation going back to upper was perfectly played. I mean, there were still 3 rotations back upstairs, but like with JT coming in on a mini flank when they were about to go downstairs, like they had a lot of options late into that round.
Again, pressure early. It's going to be ramp. Jota saw the shadow. Easy for him. Finishes off the second. Third kill for Jota.
That's brutal.
Triple A hold.
That is an amazing spray out of Jota. Ramp is closed. JT goes down. And Jota, who was the star of the show, CT side back on Anubis, rears his head again.
It's not going to be that easy.
That's even with the opener out of Halzerk on that round. Something of a stabilizing round for Aurora. It goes by quick, but it's with so many players alive. They're looking very healthy now. Meanwhile, Halzerk has to get downgraded here to the Galil. Oh, and Nyx dies. Where's that in this squeaky spam?
Goes back, though. Cross isn't covered.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Wicadia tries to shoot at a smoke that's not fully covered, so the gap is made wide for 60 to double down this round.
Yeah, that's a great opportunity for complexity. Oh, and Madger's trying to find a way back into the round already. Like, how quick is this timing?
I mean, if he tries to climb up, it's going to get heard by JT, who's still standing on top of main.
Oh.
Jota steps forward into Halzerk's crosshair, and he'll win the duel with a Galil.
Wow, now there's just like very little chance.
JT didn't react.
What?
Now he's
Shot.
oh, but he recovers the shot regardless.
Madger shot and unpeaked. What, he thought that JT was looking at him, I guess, when he did that, but that had to be their last opportunity. Xanteris just, how's he gonna get back into this? He was waiting lower.
Nothing comes to him, and his teammates don't hold the line.
Uh-oh.
Halzerk to 20 frags off this one. 60 starting to contribute.
Yeah, that was big from 60, man. Just scaled really quickly outside. They tried to challenge the one smoke cross, which is, you know, fair enough. They didn't chain it.
Zanteres knows that nothing's guaranteed. JT.
Terrorists win.
Little does he know. It's a 4-round lead and 2 from the win for Complexity. You got Halzerk and Grim both dominating in their roles. JT, Sixy, and Nyx doing enough as well to make sure that the openings and the opportunities that the 2 heavy carries deliver are followed through. This isn't like back on Train where Nyx is just dropping the ball.
Yeah.
You cannot poke a hole in this Complexity at the moment, and Aurora are damn well trying.
They are, man. And they've challenged some good teams on Nuke, but Complexity, they're playing good CS, man. Just fundamentally speaking, on top of their form looking strong and Grim having his most important series maybe in this new Complexity lineup. This lineup was supposedly downgraded, but look at him go.
Early threat with Halzerk on the op line through Squeaky. Smokes come over. Woxic sees a sliver of someone, but he gets tagged up by Sixy on the spam. Talk about making their jobs all the more difficult, and they're already working with so little. Halzerk tries to pressure ramp. And there's only one player in there, Joda. 5-7, no nades. That is what holds ramp out of the hands of Complexity, and we've seen them test the waters over there.
Dude, they might. Oh man, they're gonna hear this scope and get really excited because Aurora are already upstairs. Zanteres gets a kill outside as well.
That's what they're looking for, right? Some kind of establishing shot here for Aurora. Somebody to step it up.
I mean, this is a really important piece of rotation that Sixy has. Woxic,
okay.
It is just a scout. Nice one from Nyx.
Blasted off the angle. Zanteres will connect a second kill this
they
round.
have Vent covered right now, so it comes down to Jota here to hold off lower.
Okay, he does. Pistol in hand. All he needs. Halzerk kicks him pinned in, and that's the bomb scoop back up. Halzerk to the clutch. He's been playing phenomenally, and he baits Wicadia to open the door. He's got still a bit of time. Peeks in, kills him, but the nade will get him from beyond the grave. Wicadia gets this one on the board.
Oh man, the 5-7 out of Jota, and Sixy doesn't get his kill in Vent. He's in the perfect spot to assist with the ramp play lower. You get the headshot in, and now it's a massive chance here for Aurora. They do that with very little to work with. Complexity had them on the brink of death. And Zanteres goes clutch with his 2 kills this round as well. This one. Oh, that one right there.
Smoke so thick that the frag, it still opens just enough gap. Sixy tries to run across. Nyx also just gets wounded. This is not nearly as comfortable a round for Cole. Wicadia finishes off the job. An Aurora that's starting to power up.
Not the first time they've got the better of Nyx on that spam. I mean, right now, Jota only has an MP9 down here. He's a totally fine spot. But his rotation is about to join him. And there's a chance if Halzerk opens the door at the right time, this gets a little weird for Wicadia because they don't have noise lower. They don't know that they are surrounding the joint. Okay. And they get that first kill.
Oh no.
And the ramp rotate goes back.
Double Molotov, that gives just enough for the other CT to peek out and throw his. Grim kind of flustered and also dropped in health, down to 32. JT's on the wall. You've got 3 bodies here from the ramp, and Madger's nade is money, but so's JT's hold, and he goes back to the other doorway. They're toying with him, trying to draw his attention in both directions. Eventually, the single door will strike. Zanteres gets his next one. It is Halzerk into another clutch, this time with a better gun, and the timing looks good here. They've already crossed over.
Oh, what?
It's the headshot! Another ping!
No!
That's ridiculous! Norwegian dominance. Complexity to 12.
He points at his jersey. He knows he did that by himself. I can't believe that first shot. The reaction is insane. What? Oh. That's a world-class clutch. 4-12.
You're so fucking good, dude.
That's the cherry on top of an amazing map from Halzerk.
An all-American Complexity. A project that was scoffed at the beginning of this year. I said it earlier, laughed out of Europe in their first run. Doubts at an all-time high. And form found by the two individuals that have worn this jersey and represented North America for quite some time. Halzerk and Grim in a quarterfinal versus a top 5 team of the year.
Fuck honeymoons. They're in it for the long term. They built towards this.
And Grim finds the entry into the A site. They're gonna pounce on it at the same time. Here comes the heaven swing. Woxic scout down. Sixy gets his. A bit more impact in. Jodas finding the AK on the flank though. Aurora keeping the sketchy. Zanteres dives into the site again. And so Halzerk comes up and not this time denied at the final hurdle in the final moment of what felt like Complexity's final round. Aurora offer a reminder of all of the close games they've had so far this year. They're not going to drop to North Americans without a fight to the final moments.
Yeah, they're going for it, man. That was just absurd. That was a great take out of Complexity. They had the site to themselves, but Aurora did exactly what they had to do. They had less to work with and less to lose on a round like this, just ran at it. They couldn't play any long retake.
It's not the first round this game as well that we've seen Zanteres just crank that dial on the A site, the ace that kicked off their slight T-side success. And so Complexity find themselves with lesser weapons. Zanteres on the prowl.
Yeah, still.
Sixy just missed the timing, but if you keep spamming here, Woxic, this is an open invitation for JT, and the cover from the red box, that's why JT feels as confident as he did. A Galil in hand won't be able to best Joda, goes back to the ramp. Sixy comes in with more impact, and Halzerk's back into the kill feed. Line up here for Madger.
Nick's got his on ramp, and now it's just Madger alone.
That's it. The IGL between Complexity and a critical victory here in Bucharest. Interviewed at the start of this event, Grim said, "Oh, I hope maybe we can make playoffs." The reality of the competition in this region deterred Complexity at the start of the year. They've come back better. Nyx and Sixy, the two that didn't seem like they had what it took to close out as their stars have put forth the series that they have, and they have found themselves in an open A-bomb site. Madger is Aurora's clutch. But he's not working with much here. Flash and an MP9 and a locked-in vent position. Hearts, Tremor, Nyx finishes, and Complexity in a semi-final for the first time in 11 months. Not since Pro League did this team step forward as they have today. And Grim will be doing it on a run at a level not seen since Cole made grand finals in Sydney.